Tonight, mass flight cancellations have begun as the FAA begins slashing airport capacity across the country with the holiday travel season coming up fast. The drastic cuts at 40 airports begins tomorrow, from Chicago to Dallas to New York City. Delta and United canceling nearly 200 flights each for tomorrow alone as the FAA cuts capacity amid the government shutdown. What you need to know if you have a flight booked this weekend. Dramatic new video showing the moment the UPS plane erupted into a destructive ball of fire. 9 people still unaccounted for as authorities search for answers in the twisted metal left behind. The $10 million verdict for the teacher who was shot by her 6-year-old student. Will more adults now be held responsible for other school shootings? Why popular weight loss drugs could soon cost as little as $50 a month for millions of Americans. My interview with the CEO behind one of the drugs, the surprising trade-off he told me about that played into his deal with the White House. Up in flames, the Miami Heat's head coach helplessly watching as a massive inferno burned his house to the ground just hours after a game. The shocking death of a Dallas Cowboys standout just days after his first NFL touchdown. What we know about the police chase before his death. Wall of fire, a car exploding in New York City, injuring multiple firefighters. What set it off? The verdict for the man who went viral after throwing a Subway sandwich at federal officers. And ready or not, Christmas is coming. The country's most famous tree has been cut down and is making its way to Rockefeller Center. Nightly News starts right now.
This is NBC Nightly News with Tom Yamas.
And good evening. A chaotic week at the nation's airports is about to get a whole lot worse. Starting tomorrow morning, the FAA slashing the amount of planes in the air due to staffing shortages exacerbated by the government shutdown. Starting just hours from now, major flight cuts are coming to 40 of the busiest airports in the country, reducing options in places like New York City, Los Angeles, Chicago, and Dallas. So what does that look like? Well, tomorrow, Delta and United will each cut about 200 flights, and Southwest says it's canceling 100 more. Air traffic controllers and TSA officers have been working without a paycheck for weeks now. It's coming with the holiday crunch time right around the corner. And while lawmakers have been meeting, so far, there's no deal in sight. We begin tonight with Ryan Nobles.
Tonight, airports across America bracing for a massive rollback.
We're about safety. We're about making sure people's flights go from point A to point B and people get on them and off them safely.
The Trump administration rolling out a plan to reduce traffic at 40 airports by 10% starting tomorrow. Airports in cities like Washington, D.C., Los Angeles, and Houston will be impacted. An industry source telling NBC News it will begin with a gradual cut of 4% of flights for the first 4 days. The FAA says its proactive measure is to keep flyers safe amid air traffic control staffing issues that have only gotten worse during the government shutdown.
This is a result of 37 days of no pay and issues mounting on top of an already fragile system.
It's already led to delays nationwide and long security lines like these.
It's not good. We cannot have these cuts. This is very important. Travel's important.
United already canceling 188 flights tomorrow. Delta canceling 170. The airlines say most passengers will be unaffected. But United, American, Southwest, and Delta are all offering refunds to anyone impacted.
I will say, because I have not taken extra precautions, it is increasing my stress level.
But while airline travel is up in the air, relief may be on the way for millions of SNAP benefit recipients, as a judge orders the administration to fully fund the program by Friday. Judge John McConnell writing in his order, people have gone without for too long.
And Ryan joins us tonight live from Reagan Airport. Ryan, are there any signs of progress there on Capitol Hill?
Yes, Tom, there has been some progress with those bipartisan talks, so much so that the Senate is planning a procedural vote tomorrow that could ultimately become the package that ends the shutdown. But there is no deal yet. And some Democrats say the offers by Republicans to end the shutdown do not go far enough. Tom?
We hope that's a sign of progress, though. All right, Ryan, we thank you for that. Now to the other major aviation story we're following tonight, the investigation into that fiery UPS plane crash as we get disturbing new video of the moment of impact. Here's Tom Costello with that new video.
NTSB investigators are tonight examining new dash cam video that captured the fully engulfed MD-11 cargo plane climbing to 475 feet before crashing into several businesses as witnesses ran for their lives. Sean Garber owns Grade A Auto Parts.
All of those folks, plus everyone else that showed up to work Tuesday morning, expected to go home. And they didn't, and that's not how it's supposed to be.
Tonight, the governor says a 13th victim has died, as UPS says it's with great sadness that it shares the names of the 3 pilots who died. Captain Richard Wartenberg, First Officer Lee Truitt, and International Relief Officer Captain Dana Diamond. 9 people are still missing.
There's so much charred, mangled metal that not all of the bodies may have been located until you look underneath certain things.
The National Guard today testing air quality levels at the crash site. Technicians in Washington have downloaded the plane's charred black boxes, revealing 63 hours of data, including 23 previous flights and 2 hours of cockpit conversations.
We will do everything we need to find out what happened and to figure out how to keep it from happening again.
A key focus, the left side engine found between runways and the pylon that held it in place. Video captured it coming off the wing, then the fire. Investigators are looking at the 34-year-old UPS plane's 6-week maintenance work in San Antonio. An FAA report shows the inspection found corrosion in the center bilge area below the fuel tank and a center wing upper fuel tank lower crack requiring a repair. Cracks and corrosion are common in heavy plane maintenance.
All right, Tom, let's pick it up there. You're live tonight at the Louisville airport. UPS has a number of these planes we're talking about here in its fleet. Will they be reinspected?
Yeah. At this point, no, and some UPS pilots have told me they're not comfortable flying this plane if it hasn't been inspected. That said, the NTSB says if it uncovers any evidence of a fleet-wide problem, they will raise the red flag and urge that kind of action worldwide. So far, it doesn't seem that's coming. Tom?
All right, Tom Costello for us. Tom, thank you. We now head to Virginia, where a jury has awarded a former teacher millions of dollars. She sued after she was shot by a 6-year-old student at school and said an administrator didn't do enough to stop it. Here's Stephanie Gosk.
In Virginia civil court today,
we, the jury, on the issues joined, find in favor of the plaintiff.
The jury deciding former assistant principal Ebony Parker could have done more, finding her actions in 2023 grossly negligent when a 6-year-old brought a gun to school and shot Abigail Zwerner, his first-grade teacher. These body cam videos capturing the chaotic moments after the shooting. Zwerner, who lives with the bullet still lodged next to her spine, was awarded $10 million. Her attorneys reacting to the decision moments later.
She's smiling, her mother's smiling, and her sister's crying.
The less than 2-week trial included dramatic testimony from Zwerner herself.
I thought I had died.
Other teachers also took the stand, testifying how they warned the assistant principal multiple times.
How many times did you tell Dr. Parker?
3 times.
Defense tried to argue that even with those warnings, no one could have predicted what would happen.
It was a tragedy that until that day was unprecedented, it was unthinkable, and it was unforeseeable.
But school shootings are tragedies that do happen in this country, and this case may broaden who is considered accountable.
This case was a test case, and we're likely to see more litigation when there are school shootings, trying to hold the school and others responsible.
The child's mother is in prison, serving nearly 4 years for gun charges and child neglect. Parker is also facing 8 child endangerment charges that carry a possible prison sentence. She has not entered a plea. The criminal trial is set to begin November 17th. Tom?
Stephanie, thank you. A major announcement by President Trump today to expand access and lower costs for those popular weight loss drugs that could benefit millions of Americans. Here's Liz Kreutz.
Tonight, President Trump announcing a deal with drug makers Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk aimed at lowering the cost of popular weight loss drugs Zepbound and Wegovy.
This is tremendous savings.
And also making this announcement about the federal government's role in making those drugs more accessible for patients who meet certain medical criteria.
Medicare and Medicaid will finally cover the cost of these weight loss drugs for millions of patients suffering from obesity.
Later next year, the White House says eligible Medicare recipients won't pay more than $50 a month for the drugs. And for Medicaid recipients whose states opt in, the cost to patients could be zero.
It's a big deal.
For those like Jen Barcone in Los Angeles who pays out of pocket for Eli Lilly's Zepbound, savings could begin in January.
How much are you currently paying for this every month?
$600.
Is that a stretch for your family?
Absolutely. I mean, $600 a month is more than our car payment.
Barcone has lost 35 pounds since she began taking the drug 9 months ago. Her monthly costs could now go down $150.
What it means is that I can stay on this for longer. It'll enable me to continue without having to worry about the cost implications.
Under the new agreement, the cost for these drugs will range between roughly $150 and $450 a month, depending on dosage and whether it's an injectable or new pill. Moments ago, Tom spoke with the CEO of Eli Lilly about how the company's upcoming pill form of a weight loss drug played into today's announcement.
People may notice that your oral weight loss pill is still awaiting FDA approval. Now you've just made a deal with the Trump administration. Should people read into that?
Well, as part of the deal, they've agreed to give us an expedited approval.
Eli Lilly says it's also now getting 3 years of tariff relief from the administration. And Tom, if that pill form of a weight loss drug is approved, Eli Lilly says the lowest dose version of the drug will cost $149 a month. Tom?
Okay, Liz, thank you. Now to that big announcement from Nancy Pelosi. She spent decades as one of the most powerful women in politics. But tonight she says she will retire from Congress. Here's Hallie Jackson.
The motion is adopted.
The end of an era tonight for Democrats and for one of the country's most powerful women in politics ever.
I will not be seeking re-election to Congress.
85-year-old Nancy Pelosi announcing her retirement.
We have always led the way, and now we must continue to do so by remaining full participants in our democracy.
Pelosi was first elected to represent San Francisco nearly 40 years ago, ultimately becoming in 2007 the first woman to serve as Speaker of the House.
Today we have broken the marble ceiling.
Pelosi helped shepherd the Affordable Care Act into law under President Obama and pushed a climate and health care law under President Biden before wielding her influence to nudge him out of the 2024 race.
Nancy,
and with President Trump, Pelosi became a chief antagonist, controversially tearing up his 2020 State of the Union remarks and going after him as recently as this week.
He's just a vile creature, the worst thing on the face of the earth.
President Trump, late today.
I think she's an evil woman. I'm glad she's retired.
Some Republicans have questioned the millions she and her husband made in stock trades, with Pelosi brushing off accusations of insider trading, saying she's not involved in her husband's investment choices. Pelosi has faced the threat of political violence. 3 years ago, Paul Pelosi was attacked in the couple's home. Today, her focus on her constituents as she steps away from the chamber she shaped for decades.
She is the most effective speaker in American history.
Looking ahead, Pelosi's retirement may send a signal to other long-serving Democrats to make room for younger leaders. Tom?
All right, Hallie, thank you. Now to the incredible images of a multi-million-dollar house on fire in Florida. The owner? The coach of the Miami Heat, who arrived home from an away game just as it was burning to the ground. Jesse Kirsch is at the scene.
The powerful blaze was captured on camera.
You've got a very large house. The fire is in the rear.
Around 4:30 this morning, investigators say firefighters raced to the multi-million-dollar home of Miami Heat head coach Erik Spoelstra. The house already engulfed in flames, with video showing the roof caved in.
We found fire that was as tall as the trees. We also entailed protecting all surrounding homes so that there were no other structures incorporated into this fire. It remained as a single-family home.
No one was injured, and so far authorities have not announced any cause.
Erik Spoelstra upset.
Spoelstra is one of the biggest names in basketball. He led LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh on back-to-back title runs and was just named head coach for Team USA. Spoelstra was with the Heat in Denver last night and then seen hours later back in Miami, appearing to be in the same clothes, watching his home burn down before even the sun was up. This is one of Miami's ritziest neighborhoods, homes hidden behind fences and greenery, which authorities say actually made it harder to save this property.
Due to the privacy wall and a lot of the tree cover, it was very difficult to access with only one point of entry.
Now the home has been largely reduced to rubble. The smell of smoke still lingering in the air as the investigation continues. Jesse Kirsch, NBC News, Miami.
And when we return in 60 seconds, former star wide receiver Antonio Brown captured overseas after a 4-month search for him, the charges he now faces back here at home. And an NFL standout sudden death days after one of the biggest plays of his young career. That's next. And a devastating loss for the NFL, a 24-year-old Dallas Cowboy player found dead following a police chase. Ryan Chandler picks up the story from there.
Tonight, a shocking loss rocking the NFL. Dallas Cowboys defensive end Marshawn Kneeland died of an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound following a police chase late Wednesday night, Frisco police say. The 24-year-old's vehicle evaded state troopers during a brief pursuit, officials say, crashing near the team's headquarters. Kneeland fled the scene on foot. During the search, authorities were told Kneeland had expressed suicidal ideations. Dispatch audio indicates Kneeland's girlfriend called police.
She's saying he is armed and has a history of mental illness, and her quote was, "He will end it all."
The audio later reveals he allegedly sent a message to his family.
A group text saying from him saying goodbye, concern for his welfare.
Kneeland played at Western Michigan University. He was in his second season with the Cowboys and just scored his first career touchdown on Monday night. His teammates embracing him in celebration. His cousin tonight remembering him as so much more than a football player.
He was really all about family. He had an infectious smile, a great laugh, just a boisterous personality. Physically, he was a big guy, but talking to him, he was just very humble.
The team and the football world mourning the promising young talent. And Kneeland's image now shines above the plaza here at Cowboys headquarters tonight. The team remembering him as a beloved teammate. His agent saying he poured his heart into every snap and every moment on the field. Tom.
Ryan Chandler for us tonight. If you or someone you know is in crisis right now, dial 988 to reach the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. We're back in a moment with a massive fireball explosion in New York City. Look at this. And the verdict just reached in the case of a man who chucked a Subway sandwich at a federal officer. That's next. We are back now with the not guilty verdict just in from a closely watched case in Washington. Former Justice Department worker Sean Dunn threw a Subway sandwich at a federal officer and then took off running. It happened during heightened tensions with troops and federal agents deployed in the nation's capital. Dunn's attorney argued the sandwich caused no harm. Also tonight, stunning new video of a massive explosion in the Bronx. You can see it here, a car bursting into flames before a violent explosion, and then you see it, the fireball that rattled the neighborhood. Officials say 7 New York City firefighters were hurt, with 5 of them suffering burns to the hands and face. The cause of that blast is still under investigation. And it's official, well, almost. This year's Rockefeller Christmas tree is now on its way here to New York City for the holiday season. That 75-foot tall, 11-ton Norway spruce, it's a beaut, making its way down from East Greenbush in upstate New York, and it's set to arrive this Saturday. The tree lighting ceremony, mark your calendars, set for December 3rd. When we come back tonight, the kindness of strangers, the people turning their homes and cafes into food pantries to help their neighbors struggling during the shutdown. That's next. Finally, there's good news tonight. So many Americans are struggling during this government shutdown as they go without paychecks or food assistance. But now many of their neighbors are stepping in to help. Sam Brock shows us how.
Come shop with me for goodies for my local food bank.
Across the country.
We called our local food pantry, and one of the things they said that they needed was carrots, so we're going to grab some of those.
People are stepping up and redefining what community means to them.
This little free library is going to be a little free food pantry.
In California, Mary Sirocco swapping out paperbacks and bestsellers for pantry staples and snacks.
All right.
While on the other coast, 17-year-old Jake Prokopets serves up free hot dogs to Connecticut children who might otherwise go hungry.
I could really only think about the kids and how they couldn't provide for themselves.
Because cooking isn't just nourishment for the body.
You're going to fill it right up.
For Diana Manala, it's food for American souls.
It doesn't matter who you are. If you're hungry, we've got food.
At Little Chef Little Cafe, on a small corner in Queens, New York, she's preparing meals for anyone facing a SNAP benefit shortfall.
Pantries are getting wiped out faster than they can replenish. Don't lose hope in people. There's always going to be good people, and you'll find them and they'll find you.
Today, Diana and her friends taking that mission to heart, dropping off soup to veterans hit hard by the shutdown.
A lot of unity and banding together.
It's a sense of serving, but so much more than food, and why you'll find notes like these on Diana's wall, reinforcing that love. Sam Brock, NBC News, New York.
And that's Nightly News for this Thursday. I'm Tom Llamas. Thanks so much for watching. Tonight and always, we're here for you. Good night. We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.